वैशाख कृष्ण प्रतिपदा मंगळवार दिनांक 1 मे 2018 चरक चिकित्सा स्थान अध्याय 23 सूत्र क्रमांक 124 शंखं चक्रं जलौकान् दधतमृतघटं चारुदोर्भिश्चतुर्भिः सूक्ष्मस्वच्छातिरुद्यांशुकपरिविलसन् मौलिमम्भोजनेत्रं कालाम्भोदोज्ज्वलाङ्गं कटितटविलसच्चारुपीताम्बराढ्यं वन्दे धन्वन्तरिं तं निखिलगगवनप्रौढदावाग्निवीनं प्रौढदावाग्निलीलम् ब्रह्मणो हि समारब्धामात्रेयाद्येषु पूजिताम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम् आयुर्वेदरतं वन्दे माधवाख्यं महागुरुम् आयुर्वेदामृतं सर्वं शिष्येभ्यो यः प्रदत्तवान् द्रष्टाज्ञानी दृष्टकर्मा कृतकर्मा तथैव च अध्यापको विषक्श्रेष्ठो महान् संशोधकस्तथा गुणैरेतैः समुदितैः यत्कार्यं प्रतनोद्धि सः समृद्ध्यर्थं हि कार्यस्य वयं नु प्रयतामहे सरस्वत्यै नमो यस्याः प्रसादात् पुण्यकर्मभिः बुद्धिदर्पणसङ्क्रान्तं जगदध्यक्षमीक्षते आत्रेयं प्रथमं वन्दे आयुर्वेदजगद्गुरुम् आयुर्वेदामृतं सर्वं गृहीत्वा हि सुरेश्वरात् अग्निवेशादिकेभ्यो यत् प्रेच्छत्मुनिसत्तमः प्रथमं तन्त्रकर्तारम् अग्निवेशं नमाम्यहम्। अद्य मंगलवासरः अथवा बहुमवासरः वैशाख कृष्ण प्रतिपदा दिनांक 1 मे 2018 महाराष्ट्र दिनम् चरक चिकित्सा स्थान अध्याय 23 सूत्र क्रमांक 124 शृणुजंगमस्यातः सविशेषचिकित्सितम् एवादौ तत्रोच्यते तु सर्पाणाम् यह दर्वीकरः सर्पो मण्डली राजीमानिति त्रयो यथाक्रमं वात पित्तश्लेष्म प्रकोपणाः स्थावरं विषम् उक्त्वा इदानीं जंगमस्य वर्णमाह सविशेषचिकित्सितम् एवादौ तत्रोच्यते तु सर्पाणां तत्रापि सर्पाणां सविशेषचिकित्सितम् एव आदौ उच्यते तस्य प्राधान्यात् यह दर्वीकरः सर्पो मण्डली राजीमानिति त्रयो यथाक्रमं वात पित्तश्लेष्म प्रकोपणाः एवं तर्हि दर्वीकरः वातप्रकोपणः मण्डली पित्तप्रकोपणः राजिमान् श्लेष्मप्रकोपणः दर्वीकरः फणिज्ञेयो मण्डली पण्डलाफणः बिन्दुलेखविचित्राङ्गः पन्नगः स्यात् राजिमान् So Darvikara has a good pana or something like that. Mandali is having a round shaped pana. Binduleka Vichitrangha Pannagaha. So he is having dots and lines. That is Mandali. No, that is Rajiman. Visheshat Ruksha Katkam Amloshtam Swadu Shitalam Visham Yathakravam Tesham Tasmad Vatadi Kopanam. So the poison of this Darvikara is Ruksha Katuka. That of Mandali is Amla Ushma and that of Rajiman is Swadu Shitala. And so they are sequentially Vatadi Kopana. So Vata Pitta Shleshma Kopana. दर्वीकृत कृतो दंशः सूक्ष्म दंष्ट्रा पदोसितः निरुद्धरक्तः कूर्मा वातव्याधिकरोमितः. So the one which is made by Darvikara, Damsha, the bite. Sukshma Damshtrapada Asitaha. So the Damshtrapada is very small and Asita Krishnavarni Niruddharakta Kurmabha. So blood gets clot over there. Kurmabha Vata Vyadhi Karomataha. And it leads to Vata Vyadhi. पृथ्वार्पितः सशोथश्च संशो मंडली नाग्ना. Mandali Damsha is Pruthu broader. Sashothascha Arpitaha, can't say. Pitava Pita Raktascha Sarvavitta Vikar. He's having yellowish tinge, Pita Rakta Varana, and Sarvapitta Vikara creates all Pitta Vikara. Purto Rajimata Damsha Pichula Stira Shofakru. Snigdha Pandusha Sandrasu, Shleshma Vyaj Samirana. The one with Rajimat is Pichula Stira Shofakru. Snigdha Pandu Sandrasu, Shleshma Vyadi Samirana. Provokes kapha diseases as such. Mandali iti mandalayukta binduya lekhaya च विचित्रमन्तं यस्य स बिन्दुलेखविचित्रान्तः दर्वीकरादीनां प्रपञ्चस्त्वयः पराधिकारत्वेन न कृतः. So he has not elaborately mentioned about Darvikara etc. because it is not under the jurisdiction of Charakacharya or something like that. There might be availability of some Agada Tantra in old days or something like that, separately, Agada Tantra. And he is giving just few information about that. विशेषादित्यादौ रूक्षम अधिकम दर्वीकराणाम अम्लोष्णम मंडलिनाम स्वादुशीतम राजमताम त्रिदोषकोपनत्वेपि वातादिकोपनम विशेषाद इह ज्ञेयम्. So it is said like that Darvikara is Vata provoking and Mandali Pitta provoking, but still all are responsible for the dosha kopa, and only these particular snakes are responsible for particular doshotkarsha, but all are vitiated by all. विषंच यद्यपि अव्यक्तरसे युक्तं तथापि कटुकादिरसाभिधानम् अनुरसाभिप्रायेण ज्ञेयम्. So Amloshnam and Madhuram, these are the nirdeshas of rasa as such. And Vishaya is Avyakta rasa, but still, as Anurasa, these rasas are present. Yatha Atape Katukatvam Tadvat Iha. Like Atapa is Katuka, and the same thing is over here as well. Now, this is a bit strange that Atapa is having Katu rasa or something like that. And what is Atapa or something like that? Is it a dravya or it is energy or both? These are controversial issues. There are two theories about the sunlight, quantum theory and wave theory. Quantum theory, they say it's like a particle, and so it's a dravya. And when they say it's a wave theory or something like that, then it is something like an energy, and both the things are more important as such. Of course, the energy and the matter, they keep on changing. Matter would get converted into energy and vice versa. Generally, we look for conversion of matter into energy, but even energy can get converted into matter. And energy is guna or virya in a way. And action is associated with either dravya or guna. So, in all this description, Atapa is a dravya. Vayu is a dravya. So when we say Vayu Sevan or something like that, that will increase Vayu in the body. And so, Atapa and Josna have also been counted as dravyas, and then Katuka Rasa has been explained about that. Tamacha रस कषाय आणि कटू. Tama is kashaya and katu in Ashtanga. Sangraha. Katu is a bit difficult to understand as far as Tama is concerned. Basically, whether Tama is Abhava Rupa or Bhava Rupa, this is one of the basic issues. Vaisheshikas say that it is Abhava Rupa, it is the Prakasha Bhava, that is Tama. But some philosophies call it as positive entity or something like that. And now we understand there is a black hole and it is full of energy. Even more energy is associated with black hole than sunlight energy or something like that. And scientists are trying their level best to get energy from black hole. Krishna Vivar as what we call in Marathi. Then if it is full of energy, what it is or something like that. So this is again philosophically a very big question. What exactly is Tama as a Padartha or something like that? Can we correlate with modern snake names like cobras, vipers, etc.? People have made efforts for this. I'm not sure. But maybe we can refer Vishnu Javadkar's book. He might have done some work on this. And anyway, I was thinking whether we should ask him to join, particularly for this topic as such. I'm not sure whether he will come and not, whether he will join or not. We made an effort when Hemant Bhaviskar joined for Chalakya Tantra, when we started reading Sushruta Samhita. For a while he joined, then left. Actually, there is a vast scope for development of all these branches independently. We are mainly dealing with Kaya Chikitsa today. And to a certain extent, Panchakarma is part of Kaya Chikitsa. But in pediatrics or in gynecology or this toxicology or Agata Tantra, ENT, ophthalmology, we have a vast scope as such. And even geriatrics also has a vast scope as such. But we are lacking in these expertises. Vishnu Savarkar is modern minded. Yeah, indeed. He concentrates himself as integrated, but it is modern minded. So it's very difficult for us to find people who are dedicated to Ayurveda or Ayurveda minded and still learning these things or something like that. The basic requirement is he should be a Vaidya, capable of practicing Ayurveda. And then he may have some expertise in some of the branch, puts efforts, should have a good sound knowledge of Sanskrit and commentaries, and then try to correlate or something like that. That will be better. And then he can be a better interface for us to the modern world, which is the next step. Today it's like a dream. Those for Ayurvedic practitioners, those are mostly in Thai Chikitsa up to a certain extent, Panchakarma. And they get few cases of ENT ophthalmology or Agada Tantra or some other diseases as such. And they can't concentrate fully on them. Most of the modern specialties, may it be cancer, may it be skin OPD, may it be venereal diseases, may it be infertility, may it be cardiology and respiratory system or something like that. They all fall under Kai Chikitsa itself. Only this Agada Tantra is separate, pediatrics is separate in our science, and we may try to emphasize on these branches. And the basic requirement is good knowledge of Sanskrit, good understanding of Ayurvedic texts and its commentaries, and capacity to practice Ayurveda. And then should have interest in other branches of Ayurveda and should develop vision into that. Then it might be possible to have better prospects in all other branches. So anyway, I may try to call him and let us see how he responds. I'm not sure. So there are main 4 types of snake in Asia: common, crate, cobra, darvikara, spoon-shaped, neurotoxic. Darvikara shows Vata Pradhan symptoms. Viper, Russell's viper, Mandali, Pitta Pradhan Raktadushti, symptoms, venous symptoms. Truly speaking, there should be literature available of today's classification of snakes through internet and books, etc., etc. So one has to correlate. The only thing that is required is to correlate, and should have first-hand experience. That is more important. Unless and until you have first-hand experience, it's of no use. So one who is living in forests or something like that, and is getting or is working for PHC or something like that, and is getting regular cases of snake bites, would be able to identify and treat cases accordingly, according to Ayurveda or something. Anyway, we keep on doing this. किंवा अव्यक्तरसतायामेव मनः कटुकादीनाम् अधिकत्वं नेयम्. So it is अव्यक्तरस but little bit of कटुक etc. Prutvarpita iti avgadadamshtrapadah. So it's deep and pruthu, vistirna. That is from this mandali. वृत्तभोगो महाकाय श्वसन ऊर्ध्वे क्षणः पुमान् स्थूलमूर्धा स्तमाङ्गश्च स्त्रीत्वतः विपर्ययः स्यात् विपर्ययः. So the male serpa, male snake, Vruttavhoga Mahakaya Shvasan Urdhvekshanaha, say looks up. Sthula Murdha, the head is big one, Samangash, and the body is in proportion. So this is male snake. Stri to ataha syad viparyaya, and opposite to that is Stri. सर्पमित्र सर्प उद्यान आपल्या ग्रुपची वन डे पिकनिक करता येईल स्टडी टू. That is quite possible. And might be instead of Vishnu Zogalekar, Sarpamitra might be a good option to invite to attend these lectures and provide their own inputs for this, whatever they know. And maybe I try, but if you know somebody, you can ask or something like that. क्लीबा त्रसत्यधो दृष्टिः स्वरहीनः प्रकम्पते. त्रसति. Kliba is having adho drushti. Swarahina prakampate. Striyadashto viparyastaihi etaihi pusa naro mataha. It's quite clumsy. No, Kliba trasate, I think there is a break over there. So adho drushti swarahina prakampate striyadashtaha. One which is bitten by female snake is adho drushti swarahina and prakampate. Viparyastaihi etaihi pusa naro mataha. And if it is opposite, it looks up or something like that, then it is male snake. Vyamishralingai reta is to klivadashtam naram. And if the symptoms are mixed together, then it is klivadashtam. But klivah trasati, I don't think so. We see the part ved. Klivah trastastvadho drushti. The part. Let us see whether Ch.Chi.23 has done something. पांडुवक्त्रस्तु गर्भिण्या शूनोष्ठो अपि असते क्षिणः. When it is a pregnant गर्भिणी, then it is पांडुवक्त्र शूनोष्ठः अपि असते क्षणः, and the eyes are black. जृम्भा क्रोधोपजिह्वार्थः सूतया रक्तमूत्रवान्. जृम्भा क्रोध and उपजिह्वार्थ and Raktamutraman due to Sutika or something like that. Sarpo Gaudhe Rako Namo Godhayam Sak Chatushpadaha. Now, I told this story yesterday. This was not recorded yesterday. I don't know what happened to yesterday's recording. Might be I switched off the recording immediately after starting or something. So I just repeat the story yesterday I told, and so that it will get recorded. The Garbhini Dashta, there was one fellow who was having kushta all over the body, and he was very much irritated and wanted to commit suicide due to his skin disease. So he met Ram Bhosle and expressed his desire to make a suicide. Ram Bhosle said, no, no, wait, I know one way, you at least show him, and then you decide whether to commit suicide or not. When they made that Vaidya, his instantaneous reaction that was that he is not going to survive. So the patient got depressed and said also, this also fellow is of no use to me as well. So better I die. So he went into deep forest with a desire that some animal will attack him and will be killed. Nothing happened. Then he saw the Maithuna of two snakes, male and female, and was there watching that and felt that at least one of them will bite him. But after the process, the Sarpini, she threw out the poison, and both of them went away. So he was very frustrated. He went ahead and tried to eat that poison along with the soil in a hope that he will die of that poison. He became unconscious, and when he gained consciousness, he found that he was amidst tribal people, and they had brought him to their home. Surprisingly, he observed that his skin disease has disappeared, vanished completely. So he came back to his town and met again Ram Bhosle, saying that this is the story. Ram Bhosle was astonished. He said, let us go to that Vaidya immediately. So they went to that Vaidya. And before they could say anything, the Vaidya asked him, I can understand how he got cured, but where did he get the poison of a pregnant snake? And then this man told the whole story that he ate that poison. And then he said that this was the medicine for him. This was the only medicine for him. And I thought he won't be able to get that. So I said he is going to die. Then Ram Bhosle said, okay, you should have said that this is the medicine. And if you get it, then only will be alive or something like that. You should not have said that you are going to die. Anyway, the crux of the story is there are certain things like this which we are unaware of, and from where this knowledge has come, that is a big issue. So as I said, Deepak Joshi Kaka, this is one of the fellow who has some texts as what he says, and I'm desirous of having a look at that. And mantra chikitsa and these kinds of treatments, at least we should be able to know the stories like this, remember the stories like this. So in future, if we get a chance, we may try to repeat these things or something like that. सर्पो गौदैरको नाम गोधायां स चतुष्पदः. So if there is mating of Godha with Sarpa or something like that, it is Chatushpada. कृष्णसर्पेण तुल्यस्य नानास्युर्मिश्रजातयः, and it is comparable with Krishna Sarpa, and there might be varieties of Mishra Jatis. मूढसम्पादितं वृत्तं पीडितं लम्बितार्पितं सर्पितं च वृषावातं दंशायेन्ये नते वृषाः. So गूढसम्पादित गर्भिणी सर्प विषय औषध ग्रंथात नाही सोर्स अशी अन्य औषधेही असतील कशी शोधता येतील. That is a big question. औषधि नाम रूपाभ्याम जानते यजपावेने अविपाश्चैव गोपाश्चैव योगविन् नाम रूपज्ञः तासां तत्त्वविदुच्यते किं पुनर्यो विजानीयात् औषधिः सर्वथा विषक्. This is from the first chapter of Sutrasthana Charak. So there are certain traditions and the tribes do know varieties of medicines or something like that. Only thing is we have lost those traditions and one of the projects that this Kalyani, Baba Kalyani had had, had in his mind was collection of information from laymen about Ayurvedic experiences. And he said 98% of that will be redundant, but still the 2% is very worthwhile. And for that 2%, we should collect 100%. That is a requirement or something like that. So then I said to him, it's better to collect information from old Vaidyas rather than laymen. So, Vruddha Vaidya Anubhav Sankalan Yojana, that was my topic. And particularly those aged Vaidyas who don't have further people or their own children or any other disciples following their traditions, and those who have not written any book, those should be given priority as such. And what one has to do is to get in touch with them and try to get information, as much information as possible from them, or listen stories from them. Now near this Karad, there is one Padegaon, and there is one Vaidya, old Vaidya. He's 86 now. Again, his son is BMS, but he is not practicing Ayurveda. And as such, there are no followers. So when I visited his place, he was emphasizing on original texts like Madhav Nidan and how he tried to remember Madhav Nidan and how he used to make diagnosis, give treatments, etc. So a Vaidya like him now, he may not remember things or something like that. We were there for around 1.5 hours. But it's worth visiting. Whenever I tried to visit Ahmedabad, I tried to meet Dada Hardikar, was also 86 plus. And it would depend on his mood whether he would talk or not. And I used to be there only for a day or maximum 1.5 days. And times to be spent with him would be around 1 hour or 1.5 hours or something like that. But he had lot of stories, lot of experiences. And we should, and particularly mantra chikitsa. So other thing than nadi pariksha was his speciality, but again it will take a long time to learn nadi pariksha from him or something. But at least if we understand the stories, that is also fine. No, he is also no more. So it is rather difficult now. But priority should go to these people. And we try to collect references from them, information available information from them, and we may try to find out in manuscripts or in whatever form textual reference for that. It may not always be possible. But still we should keep on doing that. And that is one of the important projects as such. And even collecting references from laymen also is not a bad idea, but it is more exhaustive. And we have to understand the rationale or something like that behind that. And it's a big project. दादा हर्डीकर यांनी काही पुस्तके लिहिली आहेत का? गुजरात मध्ये त्यांचे शिष्य आहेत का? No, he has not written any book. There are certain disciples following his tradition in Gujarat, but I didn't find that spark. Actually, Sadguru should have such shishas as well. Then only the knowledge gets propagated. That is one of the major obstacles. One should understand what is to be learned and how to learn or something like that. Pulitzer sir was expert in this. Whenever he used to meet any Vaidya, Vruddha Vaidya or something like that, he would grab information from him in whatever way. And he used to impress with his knowledge and experiences. Sometimes, if the time is short, the Vaidya may get irritated. But Koletkar sir never missed an opportunity to get information from varieties of Vaidyas. Even I try to do it. That is another issue. So I often say Vaidik Titka Medvava, Ayurved Dharma Madvava, something like that. Making little change in the Ramdas Bhakti. Only thing is, time is really short, and one may not get opened up easily or something like that. That is very true. So actually, if I would have stayed at Funserker's house, I would have been benefited more. Zvekar was staying with him for at least 7-8 years or so. But still, I don't know what he has gained from him. This is still a question or something. I stayed at Vedimadhav Shastri Joshi's house for 2 days and could understand that there is a lot of potential in that. I stayed Anna Karmarkar's house. I stayed at Pratha Joshi's house only for a day or two or something like that. And even at Funserker's house for only 2 days, much later. But that was very good experience, and I could get much more information about that. So this one should try. It might be worthwhile to go and stay at Kadegaon for 1 or 2 days and have open discussion on varieties of subjects, on his experiences, etc., etc. So that might be possible, and try to identify ideas like this. That is more important. This I learned from one of my patients, and he said that he was residing at Kadegaon and he knows this Vaidya or something like that. So we made a contact, and surprisingly, now his success is associated not only with his knowledge, that is another issue. Akkalkot Swami Samartha came in his dream and said that he will be visiting his house next day. And he actually visited, and they had one Ganpati, which was not uh, Visarjit or something like that. And they didn't know what to do with that. So Akalkot Swami said, you collect the soil from that and make a statue of myself. I will sit in front of you and make a statue. He made a statue and then he went away. Now that statue is in his house around 40-50 years before. They regularly worship that statue. So this is something unbelievable. But this is the krupa of Akalkot Swami or something like that. And why he had a feeling that he should come and sit and have his own statue in the sitting posture and benefit this fellow or something like that. So his success might be associated with these things, blessings, or something. But anyway, we tried to understand these. I had one person in mirrors long back. He was also 85 plus and had no preceding people following his tradition or something like that. And he had lots of medicines prepared by him, including abarpasma and so many things or something. And at least these Vaidyas should be contacted and we try to get information from them. Some are lucky to get medicines from them as well, well prepared medicines. So, anyway, it's a separate topic. And the Shishya should also be very good. More important, Godatkar was himself a very good Shishya. He was a very good Gurudev, no doubt. But he was a very good Shishya. And that is why he had contacts with all stalwarts at that time. Manivardhan Shastri Joshi, Bhagyavadekar, Pansarkar, and Anna Karmarkar, and everybody he knew, and everybody was respecting him. And the main reason behind that was his knowledge and experience. So, knowledge about Sanskrit, his knowledge about original texts, commentaries, and his lot of experience. And still, his ability to keep on gaining knowledge and his desire to keep on gaining knowledge. That makes him distinct political sir. So we as followers of political sir, we should be doing this as our own job and spreading the knowledge. So unlike other Vaidyas who try to preserve the knowledge or do not give it to pass on to others, political tradition is open tradition and we can freely share our knowledges. That is very true. So that's most advantageous. Only thing is one should know the understand the rationale behind that. That is more important. So just knowing medicine is not enough. One should understand the rationale, the causative relationship behind that. And Kolhatkar sir had this capacity to look into the philosophy and have a deep aspect of philosophy. So anyway, we try to understand these and try to contact people who are very good in this. कृष्ण सर्पेण तुल्यस्यान् नानास्युर्मिश्र जाता है गुण संपादितम गुप्तम पीडितम लंबितार्पितम सर्पितम च वृषाभातम. So गुण संपादित वृत्त पीडित लंबितार्पित, what is लंबितार्पित? This is to be understood. Sarpitam च वृषाभातम. So this is वृषाभातम. Dansha ye anne natte vrishaha. Other danshas are not that troublesome or something like that. I think वृत्तभोग इत्यादिना सर्पाणां पुरुषादिभेदं विषतिवृत्तादि ज्ञानार्थं कृतचिकित्सा भेद ज्ञानार्थं चाह. So the male, female, etc. types of snakes and the intensity of the poison, etc., etc. Such a भेदः ये अनुक्तोऽपि तन्तरात् नराजनेयः तथा हि. So this classification is not given here so elaborately, but Tantrantarat. Now, when Chakrapani Datta says Tantrantarat, he doesn't say which text or something like that. This is again something to be understood. And I don't know whether MD is done in Ayurveda history as such. But that might be possible that we try to get references from various commentaries about other texts and try to get information of those other texts as such. We had one PhD thesis completed in Ayurveda about traditions. So this was Venimada Shastri's Aushi Parampara study of that and peculiarities of that. Fortunately enough, at that time, Ara Kulkarni was our vice chancellor and he was a historian. So we took his opinion whether research can be conducted on this topic. He agreed to that. And particularly Venimada Shastri Joshi has written certain articles. Those were available in Bishop Vilas and Ayurveda and old Jiva and Ayurveda magazines. But there are very few books to his credit, like Supraja and Sulabh Ayurveda Aushadhi Yojana, and one major work is Ayurveda Shabdakosh. But his grasp of practice was also very big. So, and his daughter is practicing, and there are certain other Vaidyas who were practicing. Even I tried to learn from him when I was in first year. So it was very, my level was very primitive at that time. But this is a good effort. This was a good effort, and the same effort can be repeated for Bhagavadikar Parampara or Kodadkar Parampara or Nanal Parampara or something like that. So, and there are certain peculiarities of these paramparas, and in diagnosis, in treatment aspect, or medicines or something like that. So this is one of the, this is historically something that we should do, and as such we should rewrite our history of Ayurveda. Unfortunately, our history teachers in schools were not very good. They didn't create any interest in history. So I didn't develop any interest in history when I was a schoolboy. Now I do understand the importance of history, and one should have a very good perspective about this. Politker sir was very good even in history. He used to teach history from Kashyap Samhita Upadhata, and it is in both Sanskrit and Hindi. And I also have a desire to read that because he was praising it very much. I have not read it. But anyway, these references, Tantantaraj Niyaha, this can be a topic for Samhita students. Collection of references and then trying to find out the resources from libraries or whatever it may be. And the role of their contribution in the knowledge field of Ayurveda, that might be possible. सावित्रे पच्यते रात्रौ स्त्रियस्तीव्रविशाः तथा हि पुरुषाः सदा सावित्रे रात्रौ स्त्रियः स्त्रियस्तीव्रविशाः. At night, the female snakes are having strong poison. तथा अन्य पुरुषाः, and during daytime, purusha, male snakes are more poisonous. I don't understand Savitre Pachyate. What is the meaning of Savitra?
Surya.
Huh?
Surya, maybe Savitri. Surya.
Savita is Surya.
Oh, Kaka, get now.
Savitre Pachyate. I still don't understand. During daytime or something like that, it gets digested. रात्रौ स्त्रियः तीव्रविषाः तथान्य पुरुषाः सदा. And sada has no meaning again. All the times or something like that. तथा स्त्रीदष्टे विषयाकार्यः सुपचारस्तु अनारम्भे इति. Now this is a half sentence. If it is a female दुपारी सावित्रे पच्यते. But it is a half statement or something like that. In स्त्रीदष्ट सुपचारः विषजा कार्यः. तो अनारंभे, this again is half sentence. If we don't start that, महाकाया बहुल शरीरः क्लीबः नपुंसकः गाढसम्पादितम् अतिमात्रावगाढम् ऊर्ध्वं परिवृत्तम् उद्वृत्तं पीडितम् अतिमात्ररुषाकरम् लम्बितार्पितम् अर्पितसकलदंष्ट्राप्राप्तलक्षणम् अर्पितसकलदंष्ट्राप्राप्तलक्षणम्. So the whole damshtra, it might be deep-seated wound or something like that. तरुणः कृष्णसर्पास्तु गोनसाः स्थविरास्तथा राजीमन्तो वयो मध्ये भवन्त्याशी विशोपमाः. So Krishna Sarpa when they are young, Gonasa even when they are old age, and Rajimanta Vayo Madhye, middle age Rajimanta, Bhavanti Vishopamaha. Ashi Vishaha Drishti Nishwas Vishaha. So even by seeing and their futkar, they are poisonous or something like that. Vayo Vedana Darvikaradinam Tivratam Aha Taruna Ityati. Sarpitam Yad Anatim Magna Damshtrapadam. Anatim Magna Damshtrapadam. So that is called as Sarpita. And Ashi Vishopama Drishti Nishwas Vishaha. So those are Drishti Nishwas Vishaha. Anyway, we conclude today. Savita has handed over me references from Ashtanga Sangraha and Ashtanga Hridaya. So maybe this Saturday, Sunday we deal with Shatavari. Sarpavisha, सर्पाचे बोधक कफ म्हणता येईल का? I don't understand what you want to say. Kapha and Visha are totally different. This is a natural phenomena, and these are protective mechanisms for each species as such. So, why particular animals are poisonous and why others are not, or something like that. This is the answer is Svabhava, or its nature, or something like that. So, how that poison itself cannot be poisonous for them, this is another issue. But since it's a protective measure, that is सर्प शरीरातील दोष धातू मल पैकी विष काय आहे? Can't say whether it will be classified in this dosha dhatu mala etc. If it is an integral part of its body or something like that. Conventional medicine will say that anatomically there is a pouch which creates this toxin, is poured out, that's all. Why in that particular place poison is generated, that nobody can. It is poisonous to them also if it enters their other body parts. Okay, I'm not aware of this, but they have certain areas in which it is generated and stored. One snake kills other snakes too. Okay. like circulatory, lymphatic. Okay. Well, then we may have to think of this, and it may stay in the dansha, it may go to the hridaya. Pita goes to hridaya, and bite remains after spreading into the body, gets back to bite or something like that. So this is something we need to understand. But anyway, why there are so many protective devices for so many animals, varieties of animals? That is another issue. We continue tomorrow. आयुर्वेदः प्रकाण्डो निगदितैः हि शल्यतन्त्रप्रधानः शिष्येभ्यः शाश्वतोऽयं निखिलजनकृपा व्याप्तचित्तेन येन आयुर्वेदस्य वाञ्छन् पुनरपि भुवने तां च सुष्ठु प्रतिष्ठां श्रेष्ठं धन्वन्तरिन्दं प्रणमति च सदा वैद्यवर्गो हि नूनम् Vaidyavargo hi nunam. In man, is there any protective tool? Intellect. This is the most advantageous tool for a human being, and it supersedes everything. That is why we can think of others. So let us see.